Hi, my name's Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. And this video is a focus on Middle East seed capital investors, and it is part of a series of investor profiles for my Middle East database, which is going to be available in 2024. Just a bit of information about myself. I'm a fundraising strategist with 15 years of experience in high-end real estate sales and marketing, spanning Canada, Dubai, and the Caribbean. And over the past 2 years on Fiverr, I've assisted over 200 clients with startup fundraising, pitch deck refinement, investor outreach strategies, and custom investor databases. In addition, I'm an advisor to a New York-based investment company affiliated with a $60 billion fund. The fund focuses on various sectors, particularly income-producing real estate, with capital requirements for projects typically ranging from $10 to $20 million. These projects are selected based on their cash flow and growth potential. If you want more information on my services, you can just click my Fiverr link below. So this guide to Middle East capital includes the following, and it is a unique database I've been working on for quite a while. There's over 150 hours devoted specifically for this database, and this video series is going to not only include the basics of the database, but it's also going to include company profiles in each one. But to start off with, it has 325 companies, it has key contacts, the type of business, the sectors of potential investment interests that they have, it has their websites, the company emails at 274, and key contact emails over 470. And it also is unique because it has key outreach strategy points, and that's what makes this database very, very unique, and you're going to see more of it in Excel spreadsheet format a little bit later on in the video, and the database, of course, will be delivered in Excel spreadsheet format. Starting off, some key database statistics. There's 185 companies that are based in UAE, so just a little more than half of them are UAE based. 60 companies are based in Saudi Arabia, so about 18%. And 125 companies are either venture capital, private equity, or angel investor groups. So that makes up about 40% of it. It's the best database for first-time fundraising in the Middle East. This video highlights COTU Ventures in the UAE, and they are one of 325 venture capital, private equity, angel groups, and investment companies in my exclusive Middle East fundraising database. Company snapshot. They're classified as an investment company and a venture capital firm. Their focus is on technology, fintech, and venture capital. Company description. COTU Ventures is a venture capital firm that is based in the United Arab Emirates. The firm partners with incredible founders at the beginning of their journey, taking companies from pre-seed through to Series A and beyond. Investor approach and strategy. COTU Ventures UAE is on a mission to transfer the culture of venture capital in the Middle East by setting the standard for others to follow. Their commitment is to be the champions of the underdog, empowering people at the earliest, loneliest, and most challenging parts of their entrepreneurial journeys. This mission reflects their dedication to being at the service of others, forming part of a bigger mission and a higher purpose. Investment focus. COTU Ventures has a distinctive focus on the UAE and the MENA region, recognizing the transformative potential within this historically underestimated region. They aim to support and champion founders who are building ambitious companies across the Middle East. Their investment thesis centers on identifying and nurturing startups with special attributes unique to themselves, but with the potential to create a significant impact. Geographic reach. While sector agnostic, COTU Ventures UAE is geographically focused on the UAE and the MENA region. Their commitment to integrity, transparency, and collaboration drives them to build long-term relationships with portfolio companies and stakeholders in these regions. And here are some of their previous investments. Potential investment opportunities to approach them with. You're going to see the Excel spreadsheet part of the database a little bit further on in the presentation. where I have taken all 325 firms and I've actually selected 3 potential targets that you could approach these companies with. Now that doesn't mean you can't approach them with stuff that's on the periphery. But what I've done is I've actually looked at their websites, their previous investments, press releases, anything that's linked to them in regard to potential companies they've invested in or their partners have invested in, just to give a guideline to help you when creating this database to allow you to use it to target more effectively, especially if you are using it to present multiple opportunities or just to use as a tracking so that you can build better outreach letters to them and try to link your firm with ones they've already invested in. Therefore, given their past investment patterns and existing philosophy, you may want to propose the following investment opportunities. And for this group, you could look at ed tech, anything in technology for sure, and definitely anything in SaaS. One of the key benefits of my database is that it includes tips for investor outreach. This is what makes it unique. There is no other database like this. You cannot find anything that's close to this. This database was created specifically for people who are embarking on their first opportunities to present their projects or their startups, if for that matter, to Middle East clients. Because this database includes key outreach touch points, and that's really, really important. Because in the Middle East, it's important that you build relationships with companies before you start sending off information to CEOs and chairmen. And this database is going to help you really, really get started on that. So for example, in this case, if you do know the contact, and by the way, the database that you're going to see, there's many contacts at the CEO, chairman, partner level. And there's also some at the secondary levels like associate, investor, investment advisor, and director, and those are the people you should be targeting first. So before you send your pitch deck, before you send that investment proposal for the $50 million or $100 million real estate opportunity or hotel, what you should do is get to learn and get to know those intermediate contacts. Therefore, your first letter could include a contact saying, given COTU's focus on funding transformative projects, we believe our venture matches your investment interests. And again, you're going to send that to them, obviously with an introduction about yourself, maybe a closing comment as well. But you're not sending your pitch deck and you're not sending your investment opportunity yet. This is a get to know you type of email. Now, if you do not have a contact, now this database is full of contacts, and it also includes a lot of info at, admin at, and a special tactic of mine was to include a lot of HR contacts. Very few databases are going to have HR contacts, but it makes sense. Those are the people that are the front line of any organization, even before admin. So if you were to send a note, for example, with a subject heading, Ventures with COTU VC, and then your key initial email approach may include, our proposal could fit your focus. Who would be the right person to engage with? Well, an HR person is not going to delete that. They're going to do one of two things. They're going to take that email, they're going to either give you a contact and an email of someone in their company, or they're going to pass it along to somebody who should be the one that is capable of handling it. And that helps you in a couple ways. One, your email is going to be handled. It's not going to be ignored, because, for example, if I was an associate or an investment advisor or a director that was charged to handle first line approaches, I'm not going to delete something that comes from my HR manager. It just doesn't work that way. HR managers tend to be one of the most senior people in the company, and you do not want to be in a situation where an investment opportunity ends up getting to a chairman and somebody coming to you and saying, why didn't you address that? So there's some psychology in this. So really, really, it's important that you build relationships in the Middle East. Again, start at the associate, investor, advisor, and director level, and then work your way up to CEO and chairman. And that's what this database is going to do. It's going to help you create a database of key contacts at many levels. And that helps you, one thing, because you want to explore the focus of their company. You want to understand their internal process of how they handle deal flow. And believe it or not, if you try to send a pitch deck or something as far as a large investment opportunity, whether it's real estate, whether it's a financial product, if you just send it to their chairman, they're going to bounce that well, they could do one of things. It could land in their spam. Number two, they could bounce it back down to someone at the lower level who you should be communicating with, and that person's already going to be alienated. So you want to make sure that you understand their process, how they do deals, what their flow regimen is, and you're going to learn that from the associates and investment advisors, because their job is to actually review opportunities. I mean, I know some people in the Middle East who receive 50 to 100 presentations a single day, and their job is actually every month to send a report to their senior CEO or chairman saying, I analyzed X number of deals, 20 were no good, 5 are potentials that we should look at, because their job is to sniff these deals down. In fact, if their firm invests in one of the companies and you're the investment advisor who was on the front line and was the one that moved that up the chain, that looks really, really good for you. And so this is something you should really understand the process. When I was working on behalf of ultra high net worth groups and individuals in Dubai for our firm, and we handled both buy-side and sell-side opportunities in the real estate, and this is $50 million to $250 million and up. So this is not a broker, this is not a real estate company. These are big opportunities that are only pitched to the highest of the high-level contacts, and this is how we built relationships with different people at different levels, and that's your best strategy when you're starting to do your fundraising in the Middle East. This is the type of seed capital and angel group you can find in my exclusive guide to Middle East capital. I created this exclusive database to help founders reach out to seed and angel investors with confidence. There is no other resource like it, period. And you can also check my ultimate guide to raising startup capital with over 140 pages, suitable for people who are doing first-time fundraising. That's something else that you can find on my Fiverr profile. So let's take a look at the database. So now we're over on the database section, and this is the Excel spreadsheet that includes all the contacts in the Middle East capital database. And as you can see on the very top, we've got 325 companies. We have their country, description of the firm, their main business interests, their websites, and they've all been verified. And of course, this database will be suitable for all of 2024. I also have included their investment targets, 1 and 2 and 3. So those are based on information that is publicly known, information that is on their websites of different investments and types of sectors that they will look at. So again, this database is really meant for people who are building a larger data set of Middle East companies to either approach for funding or to possibly promote their products to, because there's a blend of venture capital, private equity, family investment offices, and investment companies, and high-profile companies in the UAE that are led by UAE nationals. So it's a really great database for companies that really want to get a very good look at some of the key parties in the Middle East when it comes to raising capital. It also has their investment territory, which includes whether they're just looking at either the Middle East, or whether they're looking MENA, or whether they're looking global. I've also included their key real estate assets. If they're investment companies that tend to look at real estate, I've included those as well in this database. Now, it also has, as far as key touch points, it has their company emails, and in some cases it's not available because they want you to actually submit your details via their forum. But I'll get to the key stats a little bit later on, and you also saw that in the initial slide presentation. Telephone numbers and contact numbers. There are 2 what I call primary contacts, and then there's a third, which is the secondary contacts. The key contacts could include CEOs, managing directors, executive directors, and that is the same with the second contact title. You can see operations manager, directors of real estate, presidents, and so on and so on. And the main reason for that is so that you have a senior contact that you can reach out to. You can also check them on LinkedIn to get more details. In many cases, their email addresses have already been included, and I'm going to get to that again when we go to the stats page. And the third email contact tends to be somebody in HR. And the reason I've done that is because this database is very unique in the fact that I include outreach approach tips for each of these firms. There are two types. One is a outreach touch point if you know who the contact is. In other words, if it's been already identified by myself, then you could send them a line that I've included here in all the companies. For example, Saudi has a strong track record in urban development in Kuwait. Would you be interested in unique investment opportunity that complements your portfolio? And the reason I include these is to help people write their first letters, and also to show you that you should not be spamming this type of list with just a generic email approach talking about your company and the investment opportunity. This allows you to add a little bit of information about them, so whoever receives it is going to know that you did a little bit of work, and it should not be considered a spam. And the second reason here is I've got contact sourcing outreach approach, and this is if you do not know who the contact is. And this is really key because in some cases you may not have a contact, and this is the perfect way for you to introduce yourself. For example, in this case I put subject request for direct contact with investment division. And then as the body of the email may include, I believe you might be the right person to assist me. We're exploring potential investment opportunities that align with Salia's investments vision. Could you direct us to the person or team responsible for evaluating such opportunities? And you can see as I scroll down here, it is included in that type of line. They're all customized, of course. The same with the ones for the direct contacts that are known. They actually talk about something the company has done, something they've invested in, the sectors, or possibly what their company vision is. And this is really going to help you, especially if you're doing first-time fundraising, or if you just want to save time when it comes to your research for these type of firms. That's what makes this database unique. Another thing that makes it unique is it really sticks to mainly the type of companies that are either venture capital, private equity, investment companies. So there's no fluff in here. There's no companies in here that should not be in here. And that is the difference between this database and other databases that are out there that talk about investments and reaching out to other investors. For example, there's very little here when it comes to accelerators. There might be a couple of them, but it's not plugged full of what I would call just garbage contacts. These are really key companies that are perfect for reaching out to, whether you're raising funds or whether you want to present opportunities, whether it's real estate, investment opportunities, and the like. So let's take a look at some of the stats. So the underlying stats are there's 470 firms, 340 prime contacts, 90 third tier contacts, and 90 email contacts when it comes to the third tier. So you're getting about 400 and a little over 450 emails, and the total company emails are 275. So those would be info at, admin at, that sort. So that's a really key overview of the database. Again, this is going to be a series where I'm going to highlight each of the contacts, but if you're interested in this particular database, just reach out to me on my Fiverr profile below. My master database includes 400,000 verified global contacts. That includes angel investors, family investment offices, pension funds, hedge funds, private equity databases, REITs, Middle East premium high net worth and ultra high net worth investors database, venture capital lists, and investment banks. I also help clients with pitch deck reviews and corporate fundraising presentations. If you're just getting ready to send your presentation out to an investor, send it to me. I have a service on Fiverr where I will review it for you. Approximately 80% of the presentations that I get sent are not suitable to be sent out to investors. For more information on my databases and fundraising services, click my Fiverr link below. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe.